Hey you, it's Mo. Today I get to share with you all of the Westman Atelier makeup brushes. I'm going to share all the details. I'm going to demo using the brushes so you can see what each one is for and how they perform. Shall we hydrate and begin? So I ordered the brushes direct from Westman Atelier, and they all came in their own little packaging like this. Beautiful details as per usual with Westman Atelier, and at the bottom you have the description so you know which one is which. So like this one, for instance, is the foundation brush. This one is the powder brush. So the face brushes come in a little bit bigger of a canister. The smaller ones are like the eye brushes and the spot brush. They come in this. And I did have two brushes that came in a box, the lip brush and the spot cheek brush. They came with a box and the little dust bags for them. So beautiful presentation overall when it came to packaging. Now I took it a step further, and Westman Atelier had this limited edition cup for the brushes that I just had to pick up. It's in collaboration, and I think it houses the brushes beautifully. It's, it's specifically made for that. Really like the style and the aesthetic of this, so I was really happy to pick it up to house all of my brushes. I have been using these brushes for a while, so I have a little bit of feedback to share with you as far as how they wash and if they shed and how I feel about their overall performance. So I'm going to go through each brush individually, share all of their details, use the brush, and we're going to create a full face using all Westman Atelier products. So let's start off with the foundation brush. Now all of the Westman Atelier brushes are created with cruelty-free nylon fibers along with sustainably sourced hardwood birch for the handles. So very nice, high quality brushes. So this foundation brush is described as a paddle foundation brush with tapered flat bristles that will quickly become your go-to for precise applications, correcting imperfections, and achieving a naturally polished finish. Blends and smooths Vital Skin foundation stick for a fresh and dimensional look. And again, these are all made with cruelty-free, super soft nylon fibers. And I can attest to that. These are very soft bristles. Before we begin the full face and I share with you the foundation brush and how it works and applies, I want to share with you the spot cheek brush. And I want to share this with you before the foundation brush, because if you don't want to do full-on foundation that day, you just want to spot conceal certain areas and keep things super light, this brush is perfect for that. It is also something that, along with the foundation brush, you can get just a little bit more attention to a particular area that you may want to conceal, or this even works beautifully with your color corrector if you kind of want to focus in on areas. So I want to use this brush and demo this brush for you first, and then we'll go in with the foundation brush. So here are the details. This is a pointed brush tip to conceal imperfections, and like all of the others, this is handcrafted in Japan. It's targeted coverage just where you need it. Inspired by Gucci Westman's spot cheek method for flawless skin, this pointed brush tip conceals imperfections and pigmentation, making it an ideal companion to the Vital Skin foundation. I'm going to be creating a full face using all Westman Atelier products except for my primer and my mascara. For primer, I have already applied. This is skincare, but it works beautifully as primer. This is the Augustina Spader, the Rich Cream. I have already applied this. Going in with my Vital Skin foundation stick, I use the shade X. And again, everything will be listed and linked for you down below in the description box. I have this spot here that sometimes I like to make sure it's completely covered. And then there's times that I don't really care. I like when my freckles and my imperfections come through. But for the sake of showing you how great this little brush is, so I am picking up from my foundation and I am going to pretty much pat the area. And then blend it out with my finger to perfect it. And just like that, that spot's all gone. So now that I've shared the cute little spot brush with you and how well it works, I'm going to now share with you the foundation brush. I will say the foundation brush is not only for foundation. You can definitely use this for concealer. You could definitely use this to sculpt your face, your nose. It's not just for foundation. It is a little more multifunctional than just that. But I am going to pick up foundation. Once my brush is nicely coated with foundation, in the areas that I feel I need a little bit more, I like to pat. And then I will sweep for the areas that I don't need too much. And I take this point and I can definitely get in to the nose. So see, right around here, I've got a little more that I'd like to cover. So I'm picking up on my brush and I'm just going to pat to build the coverage and then sweep. This brush also helps you not get too carried away with the Vital Skin foundation stick. So it's not going to be too heavy on your skin. I feel it helps you apply just the right amount of product. What's also really great with the shape of the brush is I can get around these eyebrows very nicely because I did already go in and apply my Bond brow. Going in with a lighter foundation shade, I'm going to use that as my concealing product today. And I'm still using that foundation brush. So I pat on the darkest area and then lightly blend it out. Vital Skin has been blended out with the foundation brush. Use it as concealer and all over foundation. Next up, we have the blender brush. For me personally, I find this to be so versatile. It's more so intended to be used on the, or with the super loaded highlighters. These cream highlighters. You would swirl and you would just follow the shape of your cheek and it will give you your color and your shape and definition. Super easy for beautiful, quick, enhancing makeup. But I also really enjoy using this for a little bronzing. I also like using this for foundation because it is a little, you would look at it and think it's so dense. It's actually not. It's got great movement to it. So it actually does a multitude of things and it all just depends. And not to worry, we are going to talk about how these clean, how these wash, how these have held up over time. And they are pretty light, so you would think they stain, but we'll get into that. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me tell you the details about this brush. This is said to be an essential blending brush and an ideal companion for the super loaded tinted highlight. The chiseled face framing shape envelopes cheeks beautifully and intuitively guides your hand in an upward motion to perfectly enhance cheekbones. I couldn't agree more. It definitely allows you to just glide in that area perfectly. I'm taking my blender brush and I am going to go into Porosante. Sorry. Bring you nice and close so that you can see. And if you want, you can apply product to the edge and get a little bit more if you want. Definitely works like that too as well. So there's my product applied. Cheekbones are nicely highlighted, but just so soft, and all while keeping the skin looking super skin-like and just seamless in every way. So I'm going to set my under eye and the rest of my face very, very lightly. And for that, we're going to be using the powder brush. So this is a universal powder brush for precise application. The oval brush head picks up the perfect amount of product while the bristles offer the right density and softness for an even deposit of color. I'm going to quickly set my face. First, I'm going to set my under eye. So I'm picking up product. And I'm going to set my under eye. And I like this tone and shade because it does give a little bit of brightening, not too much, just enough. And the shape of this brush, you would think, oh, it's too big for the under eye. Oh, it's too dense. No, it's perfect. Perfect. And then now for the rest of my face, I'm going to go into another shade, but the same powder, Phyto Skin powder. And just going to pick up and set my T-zone. And then whatever's left on the rest of the face. And that's it. And yes, I kind of did things a little bit backwards and I went ahead with the highlight, but these creams and powders play so well together, I'm not worried. Because now I'm going to go in with bronzer and everything's going to be fine. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. So, going in with my butter bronzer and the powder brush. Just picking up some of that bronzer. And I'm just going to apply. Get closer so you can see. This is the darker in Soleil Riche. Really, there were perfect little cute hearts, but she gets a lot of love. So those have, you know, started to slightly fade away, and that's okay. The bronzer is melded into the skin beautifully. This is the Baby Blender brush. Maybe small, but she's mighty and she's multifunctional. So you can use it to apply a little contour. You can use this to blend blush. You can also use it to apply highlight. I'm going to show you how to do blush and highlight with this brush. This is a specialized blending brush and perfect match to the Baby Cheeks blush. The rounded shape and compact bristles distribute cream color seamlessly without streaking for a refined application on smaller areas of the face. So I have two blushes that I really enjoy mixing together, Mimi and Pipette. So I'm taking my Baby Blender and I'm going in and in small circular motions, this applies the perfect amount of blush, giving a beautiful flush, and just not too much. And this is my favorite combo, these colors. And if you really want to get on the apples of your cheeks, you can. Keep it high. Whenever I use this brush, I don't fear going overboard with my cream products because it allows me to blend so seamlessly and smoothly. So that's what the skin looks like, nicely blended. I already have Borsante applied nicely on this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my favorite lit up stick, lit, and pick up starting with like a tapping, stippling motion. I lost my train of thought there, forgive me. And then softly blend. Super, super seamless. So we're going to move on to eyeshadow, and I have the eyeshadow brushes, eyeshadow 1 and eyeshadow 2. Now this is said to be a multitasking eyeshadow brush with tapered flat bristles, and it's made for effortless color application. Smooth cream shadow onto the lids, add subtle definition to the lash line. So with this brush in particular, I do find it super effective. Let me get close and high. To simply place all over the lid, and if you want, you can create a soft shadowed wing. Now for eyeshadow 2 brush, this one is a little bit more fluffy, and it's made to blend and refine your eyeshadows. Sumptuous, fluffy bristles and a soft rounded shape make this eyeshadow brush a blending essential. Diffuses and refines color for a seamless finish. Couldn't agree more. So, I've got my 2 iPod shades that I really enjoy most. They're not from the same set, but I reach for these 2 the most, and let's create a quick look with it. So starting off with eyeshadow 2 brush, I'm going to go into the shade Chocolat. I'm just going to swirl around. There we go, make sure I'm in frame. And I'm going to just blend that in my crease. This brush makes blending and creating an eye look with the iPod so quick. It's very fuss-free, very easy. And put a little on my outer eye as well. I do also like using the iPods with my finger, but ever since I started using the brushes, I do enjoy them as well. So once we're nice and blended, we've got nice soft definition. That's all I can ask for. I'm going to move on to the other brush and the other shade. Eyeshadow 1 brush, we're going to pick up. And this is going to be our lid shade. And yes, this is one of my absolute favorite colors. It's from the newer iPods. That's the name. And that goes all over the lid. So easy and effortless. We love. Now this soft sweeping motion makes the color deposit a lot softer, but you could build it up if you'd like. This is really the look I go for most often whenever I'm reaching for my iPods. I really have been just using these 2 shades the most and creating this exact look. It's very easy. You can wear it during the day, you can wear it at night. It's all up to you. I'm going to apply my mascara really quick. I'm using my Faux Cils Longest Lash Mascara. Before I move on to my final step in my makeup application, let me show you what the skin is looking like. I think our look has come together beautifully, and we only used brushes. All right, so I've got 1 brush left. It's the lip brush. It's got a little bit wider of a brush head for seamless application. This is an essential makeup tool and perfect match to the lip suede. So I've got my lip suede. I am going to be going into the bright pink shade. I think that's the one I use the most. It's just a little bit bigger of a lip brush, but I do find it to be helpful because most lip brushes that I've tried have just been a little bit smaller. I feel like, and I definitely get my color on faster, but still precise and accurate in all things. And that was the lip brush. I'm going to top my lip with a squeaky clean liquid lip balm because I always do that. I just like the combo. Again, everything will be listed down below, but I'm using this color. I feel like it's the corresponding pink tone for this. It's perfect. So now that we've finished our look and demoing each brush, I'm going to share just a few other little details with you. Now you may have noticed that the Westman Atelier brushes, the handles are a little bit shorter in comparison to, let's say, a Wayne Goss number 11. But I actually am a big fan of shorter handled brushes. This is a Chikahoro. It's not the exact height of the Westman Atelier, but it is a little bit shorter handled brush. I like the shorter handles they feel a lot more comfortable in the hand. Not saying that the traditional regular handles don't, but this feels very comfortable. I feel like I'm in a little bit more control of the brush overall. So I really like that as far as the design. The bristles are a lot lighter, yes. I haven't had any issues with staining. I haven't had any issues with being able to get foundation out of my brushes. No issues. They clean up very easily. I use the same soap that I use on my natural hair brushes, and it's a mild soap, and I don't have any issues with staining. I get everything right out and nice and clean. I don't clean these every single time I use them. I do kind of just swirl them around on a microfiber towel to get the heavy stuff out. I've also not had any issues with shedding, and I've washed these brushes multiple times and I've used them for a while and I haven't had any issues with that. The powder brush. This is my favorite brush. I love that I can use it for so many different things, and it's my most used brush of the Westman Atelier brushes. But really quick, I'm going to rank the brushes. So if you're kind of curious which ones and where they fall on my must-have list, it goes as follows. The powder brush, the baby blender brush, eyeshadow 2 brush. Let me try to hold them in order. The spot brush. That's not the name of it. What is it called? The soft cheek brush, the blender brush, the lip brush, eyeshadow 1, and then foundation. Yeah. Every single one of these brushes is of good, high quality. You can feel it in your hand. You can see it in its construction. I've had no issues when I go to wash my brushes. I don't have a bunch of shedding. These are very high quality brushes. So those were all of the Westman Atelier makeup brushes. I'm so happy that I was able to share them all with you since I've had them for a while and I've been able to kind of get familiar with them. So I'm happy that I was able to share all of the details and all of the things. Let me know what you think of these Westman Atelier brushes. Comment down below. I appreciate you spending some of your time with me today. Take a moment to give today's video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. Stay beautiful, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.